There are a ton of different saxophones to get, and price can sometimes be a bit of a hurdle to get over, especially with big brands like Yamaha and 𝗪𝗀𝗬 and all them. Well, today we're going to be looking at two very friendly price point saxophones, especially in the Pro model set. We're looking at the System 76 from Mauriat and the SS6200 Pro 1 from 𝗪𝗶𝗬𝗫. Let's check it out. Howdy everybody, my name is Andrew King. We are here at 𝗪𝗻𝗫. Don't forget to visit us at 𝗪𝗻𝗫music.com, where we have this instrument and so many more available for you to peruse. So today we're going to be talking about two soprano saxophones that I believe are perfect for having a good price point, professional level playing, and just the best bang for your buck you can get on the market. The System 76 and the 𝗪𝗶𝗬𝗫 Pro 1. Now, both of these instruments are just fantastic. It's not a wrong choice between either one, but there are some preferences that might go into it. We've done videos on both of these individually, so if you want more specific things about them, I think going to those videos first and then coming back here is a good thing to do. This is basically going to be a comparison between the two and kind of a preference tester for whatever you're looking for and what you need. Now, I like both of them. They're fantastic horns. The 𝗪𝗶𝗬𝗫 Pro 1 is a great free-blowing saxophone that has extremely good, powerful sound, ergonomics that I enjoy a lot, and the instrument just plays really well. The sound coming out of it is really strong, it's present, the intonation is good as well, up and down, and it just, it plays good. The System 76 from Mauriat is a great instrument as well, having a good resistance to it that you can grow well within and having a powerful sound through that. It makes a certain kind of beauty that you can't really get with more of the free-blowing saxophones, so that nice bore on it really does assist you in having a good sound. Also, the instrument's ergonomics are pretty good as far as what I think other people could go for. It's not good for me personally, but the instrument does play really well with strong intonation up and down on the instrument, and I also really enjoy the octave key and the strong power on the bottom end of it. Because of that resistance, you are able to get a nice dark tone on those bottom notes, making a very good instrument down there. So between the two saxophones, I think hand size is going to be something to really think about. I really enjoy the Pro 1 most of all, basically as far as ergonomics go, basically because it reaches out a lot, especially on the palm keys and on the E flat and the C key and your G sharp table. It just really fits well with my hands, so I'm able to get a really good grasp on the instrument. And sometimes you might not have a neck strap, or other times that you might need to just be holding it up a little more for using the microphone. So it just really feels good in the hand. I don't have to make many adjustments with that. When I'm using the System 76, everything's much more closed in, very much like older saxophone. I think that the System 76 really goes for more of that kind of vintage saxophone where the palm keys are a little more closed in, the G sharp table is a little smaller, the E flat and the C key is a little lower too, so you get kind of a more closed in instrument. Now that does mean that you get a lot less movement as far as your hands go. But it does happen to be, for me personally, having to go reach in and make a lot of adjustments that aren't really normal for what I do on my actual setups on other saxophones that I play. So adjustments were being made. Now, if this is the instrument you get, of course, this is something you can get used to, right? It's just a thing of a matter of time. So when it's kind of picked from one or the other, I do recommend trying to get one that's going to be more of your initial feel-goodness, right? So basically, when you get the first instrument, your initial impression of it, you want to be able to get an instrument that's going to be comfortable from the get-go and sound really good. Now, both of these instruments sound great. I think that the airflow that you get out of them and the resistance you get from the 76 and the free-blowing nature you get out of the Pro 1 is fantastic. Now, with that being said, there is some genre-specific things that I think would be worth mentioning when it comes to this. I think that the System 76 is a fantastic instrument if you're going to be using for any kind of saxophone ensemble playing, classical playing in general. Now, that being said, a lot of the sound and a lot of the textures that you're going to be getting from the instrument, a lot of it is going to be coming from the player themselves. These are very nuanced adjustments that are going to be made to the sound. It's just that when it comes to these professional level instruments, it is very important to understand that the nuances that you're going for is what you're wanting to elevate in specific directions, even if it's only by like 5 or 6%. The free-blowing saxophone while it does have a lot of the same characteristics as far as a lot of the ergonomics on the front-facing keys, because of the sound, also because of the sound as well, that free-blowing nature really lends itself to playing large, strong tones that can be played over an ensemble. It elevates that part of the saxophone playing to where I think it's really good for any kind of solo acts, any kind of lead alto playing. If you're playing a lead position in a jazz big band, even in college or with like any kind of group in town, that's going to be a really good instrument for that in particular. Now, either one can be switched for these reasons, but you do want them to have that kind of switch into, you want them to be leaning toward a certain direction depending on the kind of playing that you want to be doing the most. Both of these are great in either direction, and there's some choices outside of that too for kind of a middle ground instrument, like say like a 𝗪𝗪𝗀𝗬 or a Yamaha kind of thing. But both of these really do lend themselves well for that kind of playing. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and take a listen. I'll see you in a little bit. what did you think? I really did enjoy playing the Pro one personally more. I think it's a great instrument right out of the box. The ergonomics for it just fit really well with the hand curvature, especially if you have nice relaxed hands when you're playing. Your ergonomics, they just fit really well, especially for my hands in particular. When I was playing on the 76, while it was a really good saxophone sound-wise, I got a very powerful tone, there were a lot of adjustments that I had to think about while I was playing that I really wasn't super comfortable with, especially when it was your E, like the B flat to high E palm key on the bottom side, and just being able to hit palm keys in general. I really had to make certain adjustments and think about what I was doing while I was playing. I'm sure if I could sit down with the instrument over a long period of time, this is definitely something you can get used to. And for that reason, I think it's a great saxophone in that case, which is probably going to be the usage in for most people. I just think that over a long period of time, having a comfortable saxophone from the get-go means that you can spend more time on the sound and just being used to the instrument in general and having that for a long period of time. And you don't really have to make any adjustments that you have to get used to and then switch to another saxophone, and then it's just going to be another kind of adjustment. So with that being said, I do like the Pro 1 a lot in the use cases for it. The absolutely good free-blowing nature of it really lends itself well to any kind of strong playing over an ensemble, and I do enjoy the fact that you have these rolled tone holes, meaning a lot better response on the bottom end. I really like the body design as far as that goes, and the ergonomics on it are just fantastic. Now, if you were to go with the 76, I think the use case for it is definitely more in those kind of classical realms. Using it for jazz and everything does give you a nice complex dark tone if that's what you're going for, and I think that's a really good idea too. My only thing was just going to be that it's just an instrument that you kind of have to get used to, because vintage, if you're going for the vintage thing, the vintage saxophone is kind of a hard choice to get used to, because a lot of the saxophones that we're playing now, especially the Japanese saxophones, their ergonomics are just going to be more fit for the hand. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for listening. Please get in the comments. I want to know what you guys think. This is definitely more of a preference video, if anything else, more than a kind of an in-depth review. But that being said, it is really, I think, a kind of a scenario of a use case and what you guys want to go for. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.